and welcome to the Bluejay Banter Postgame Show. We're live here at the Left Fly Sports Bar in downtown Omaha, where we saw the Jays take down DePaul 73-49 tonight. I'm here with my partner, big-time Jays legend, Austin Chapman. How you doing, buddy?
Great to be here.
Great to be here, too, on a little slightly warmer than last night.
Oh, yeah. You didn't need the winter coat, really, today.
Well,
so it was nice.
Let's not go that far.
It wasn't negative 12, so I'm fine with that,
That wind's still a little sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone out there on YouTube, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps us out so much. And from now on, we're going to be able to do we just want to announce something special we're testing out tonight. But for all you fans out there, starting Saturday, when you come down to the games after the game, hey, you're going to be able to see our show live up on the big screen and hear the interviews with players and coaches and so forth. And I know some of you have asked about that. So we'll be able to do that starting next Saturday after the Pink-Out game against Seton Hall. So just a little thing for you guys to look forward to come on down and let it fly, have something to eat, drink, and then you'll be able to either go back to the CHI and watch the Creighton game or watch it here on the big screen.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we'll be doing that for every game, home and away. So we want to start having some big watch parties down here before every game, both here. And by the way, we'll stream not only here downtown, but also at the West location. So, hey, you can get us all over Omaha right now. So we're going to have our regular features, Unsung Hero, Worst Call of the Night, opponent preview. We also have a follow-up to our discussion on the last post game about NIL. Yep. So that'll be interesting.
Might have a little more there, too. But
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So this could be a long discussion then.
Yeah.
Want to thank our sponsors, CareMinders Home Health Care and Discount Window and Door of Omaha. So your general thoughts on the game?
Big-time victory. Good bounce back. Definitely for some of those bench guys. I think we talked of Zukic getting in a little bit, getting some rotation.
He played a lot tonight.
Absolutely. Getting some burn with the first string of guys. And Green, I think he just has to mess up a little bit, trying to find his comfort out there. He's trying to find a rhythm, man, and you kind of saw that in the first half. That took a little bit for him to get comfortable. We just saw Ty Davis. We saw a little everybody.
Yeah.
Today.
And everybody had jitters.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, some ball handling mistakes, some passing mistakes.
Just a little out of sync, out of rhythm.
Out of sync.
Been playing a thin amount of guys, too, so it was good to see Calk and some of the guys play under, 30 minutes, so that's nice.
Yeah, Calk got a ton of rest. Ashworth got rest,
Absolutely.
Which is unusual.
Still played the most out of everybody, but, we'll take that.
You mentioned Fedor. I felt like he was just this close to, over the last 2-3 games, to making some plays,
Yeah.
And tonight, I think once he got that first shift out of the way, I think he got into making some plays. Then he hit that long three at the end, which really capped off the night.
Yep, definitely. He's looking a little like he's getting some chemistry with the guys, definitely. The one where he came off the ball screen and hit the pocket pass to Fred for the dunk, that's a patent European move in a lot of ways. They drill that.
He made some great passes, man.
And so you're starting to see, I think, him just get comfortable in the offense, right? And there's some times where he wanted to shoot the early one, but as he's trying to build his trust with the guys, I think that's something Mac would just kind of want him to, hold the horses a little bit. As Patrick Sellers used to say, you don't need to show him everything yet. So, Mac is the showman in that as well, and it's a little bit of chess, right? You don't want to give all the film that you want. You could possibly use him as an X factor coming forward. So, I'm just real high on the guys right now.
Tonight was the first time in a long time where I felt like there was different points of the game where somebody got into the game, whether it was Jackson or Isaac or whoever, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, Mason, and is all of a sudden like, well, I better get mine right now because I don't get and they probably rushed some shots, got a little crazy with the ball handling and so forth. But we haven't had that, so it's kind of pleasurable to see.
I haven't at all.
You were talking about the second team, third team getting in there. We have mentioned so many times about Sammy Osami, the job he does on the scout team.
Absolutely.
And tonight, I hope everybody noticed, he was rewarded as the first scout team guy in there tonight.
Yep.
And it was good to see. And
huge to see.
You could see the guys on the bench when he put up that shot. They were all out of their chairs hoping he would make that. They wanted to see that go down so bad for him. But yeah, real nice effort. DePaul, I've seen DePaul actually considering there's 11 teams in the Big East. I've seen DePaul probably in the upper half as the number of games they played. They did not play like they had been playing. They've been playing
Didn't
pretty
play
well.
up to par, definitely. Didn't shoot it well.
But a great point by Nick on the call tonight. These guys on DePaul's team had never seen Kalkbrenner before. Boy, could you tell it.
Yes, sir.
There was times where I just wanted to yell at the TV, hey, don't do that. Don't go in there. You're going to get it spotted. And then their shots were affected. Even when there was no way Call could get at their shot, they were still thinking about him the whole time.
Yeah. Vast presence, you know, and like when you don't know about it, it generally seems larger than what it generally is. And I'm sure they'll watch film tomorrow and see some things that they could have improved on. But when you're in the moment, I'm sure it's like a fridge in the middle of the lane that it's hard to get around.
And all it did was to take Call to block that 1-3. Then everybody, anytime he was in the general vicinity, they weren't shooting it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he was kind of talking a little bit too, which is nice to see, right? Like the UConn game, he kind of got a little rowdy, and like it's just kind of nice to see, that energy from the big fella too to get everybody else going.
You mentioned Fred. He just, from 18 months ago to now, man, he's jumped leaps and bounds. He's looking smooth out there.
I think he always has. I just don't think he's getting the opportunity. Right.
Maybe the confidence too.
Not even that. You got Kalkbrenner there, right? So it's like the chance of you seeing the floor.
When you get in there,
your
minutes are so limited.
Minutes are so slim, and then you got other guys too that want to touch the ball, and they're here for a reason. So some of that was him just getting caught in the fold, right? And now he's just getting an opportunity, which is nice to see. And he'll be huge going down the stretch.
Yeah. So Jay's big win tonight. Probably the only guy that didn't. Mason had that one chance at a three, and then he kind of double clutched it. Then he pump fake, took a dribble. Then you could just tell he wasn't ready to shoot. And Trout never really. I think he hit a couple free throws. That was bad.
Yeah, got to the free throw line,
but everybody else really contributed in a lot of ways. And like you said, great to see Ty Davis get some run out there, because it would really be nice if we could throw Ty in there for 3-4 minutes during a game to give Ash some breaks.
From point guard's perspective, he's my unsung hero. I'm jumping a little early on the card, but I'm going ahead and picking that one up early since you kind of cued it. So he's my unsung hero. I know he did. He has to mess up a little bit. He's out of rhythm, but somebody's going to be an intricate ball handler coming forward. I think it's huge that he kind of gets some of these big-time minutes in conference.
Big win tonight for the Jays. They keep pace with everyone else, although UConn almost went down at home to Butler of all teams. Yep. My goodness. So, and if you saw that schedule when they popped it up, the standings, I should say, when they popped it up tonight, you got to understand, when you saw those top four bunched together, who's the only team up there that's played the other three? That would be the Creighton Bluejays. St. John's has only played one game. UConn's only played one game. So now, if you saw Creighton's schedule going forward, they have, they're 6-2. They've got Seton Hall, Xavier, Villanova, Providence the next 4 games.
Yep.
All winnable games.
Absolutely.
Not cinches by any means.
Absolutely.
Because some are on the road, but they've got a chance to really make some hay here, and probably, at the end of that 4-game stretch, if they sweep those 4 games, I would not at all be shocked to see them either tied or in first place all by themselves at that point. So
I think it's a little by design. It's Max 15th, 16th year, right? So a little of those February lulls kind of getting out the way and trying to design somewhat of a schedule that makes a little sense for the guys, I think was huge, right? They had the big non-conference that I think just kind of prepared them for what they're dealing with now. And I feel, they've been battle tested a little bit, and tonight was huge just to kind of get everybody flowing through, get the energy going for, more than about 6 guys. So I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves, right? But they also just take it one game at a time, right, to the next point.
Like we've mentioned several times here, if you're not a member of BluejayBanter.com, make sure you do. We got a great message board there, and one of the posters earlier this week posted and said, I know, I was kind of negative early on, and he went, and he goes, every year Tim says, would you guys have just the little teeny tiny amount of patience here and let things develop? And he goes, he says that every year. He's right every year. One of these years, I'm going to listen to him. It's like,
Yeah, which Omaha faithful should know that, right? Long time horizon, type investors. So you got to be in it for the long run. You
I like what you did there. You see. All right, we mentioned our great sponsors, and we'd like to talk about our first great sponsor right now, and that's CareMinders Home Health Care. Terrific sponsor. Jim and his staff do a terrific job and have been great sponsors of our show. And if you're in need of care for your injured, ill, or senior loved one, reach out to CareMinders Home Health Care. Their agency is comprised of certified caregivers who have the experience and knowledge to take care of all of your needs. If you're uncertain and say, hey, I really, this is great, this is something I may need down the road, here's what you should do now is go to CareMindersNebraska.com and check out everything they have to offer. Because if you do that now, when the time comes for your mother, mother-in-law, your sister, whoever it may be, that they're going to need some home health care, you'll know exactly what CareMinders can do, exactly some of the cost basis things they have, and you can give them a call. So do it today. Check out CareMinders, and as I said, their phone number is 402-532-1383. That's 402-532-1383. And go to CareMindersNebraska.com in the meantime and check out everything they have to offer. That's CareMinders Home Health Care. All right, let's get back to this. Unsung hero tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna go a different direction.
Who you like?
I was just anxious for this guy, and so I'm going Fedor.
Okay. All right. 16 minutes.
I think Fedor, and I don't. Look, everybody saw tape of him over in Europe, and they saw a shooter. I don't think people realize what kind of a passer he was.
Playmaker.
He can make some passes and plays.
Yep.
And he seems to have this chemistry thing with, every time he's in there with Fred. He's been dropping Fred some nice dimes in there.
Well, you got to think Fred's probably been on scout team a little bit as well, right? So they probably do just have some general chemistry. And that's just times you go to practice. Generally, the scout team's the one that are winning games a lot of times too, And
it's very true. That's a great point.
And so they make the team better in a lot of different regards. And, I'm just excited to see what he does going forward. I just think he's going to get comfortable and more comfortable as the days go on, and more practices lined up and stacked up too with some of these games that he's kind of putting together. 8, 2, 2, and 1 assist or 1 turnover. I'm not too mad at that. So I'm still taking Ty Davis just because I think he needs a little confidence too in where he is in the game. But when he was in, he was able to lead the ship. Had a few uncostly turnovers, but was able to kind of make some good passes that he definitely has been watching a lot of film on, and definitely just been putting in the work. So I'm excited for the boys.
Look, Ty's is special to me, man. We've had a special relationship through his recruitment period, and got to meet him and his dad and everything, and communicated with them a lot. I love Ty to death, so I was happy to see him get out there and have some run tonight. But I'm going to stick with Fedor.
No, I like that.
You like Fedor?
Yeah, I do.
Read that line again. Read that line again, Fedor.
8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, one turnover.
That one turnover
16 minutes.
was this close to an unbelievable spin move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I just think that's too, getting his feet under him, right? Not having some of that early run too. It was a little bit of just getting rhythm, but I think we're gonna see some good from him. That sucks for maybe Mason or Jason, but I think they're gonna figure that out.
Competition only makes you better.
Yeah, it does at the end of the day. But I think they're all just performing at a high level right now. So, it's a hard job for Mac really at the end of the day, and it's only making us better.
Thanks for coming around to my side.
Yes, sir. I will take that.
Worst call of the night? I think we already talked about it. DePaul challenging call.
Oh, yeah. Well,
when it's a 24-point blowout, there's not really that many.
That's pride.
What did you think of? I will mention this one. What did you think of Ashworth? Because you're a point guard and you get posted up sometimes with guys.
Right.
What did you think of that?
Oh, in the first half.
When he went flying.
In the first half.
Tried to draw that charge. I mean, it's one of those things where he acted too much Because there was definitely contact there.
Not even that. It's just it's a point in time, right? So
Yeah.
generally that's something you bait an individual with, and that's kind of something of, the Creighton intellect of doing things defensively. But I just think it was a little too early in the game to try to already get that call. In a lot of respects, into the way he works the refs. Generally, they know to his gameplay, so that comes late in the half of second half, generally, when you're trying to swing a call. Yeah, it was. I like the no call.
So
Really long story
So let's
short.
say this. So let's say he had gone down, he banged his chest a bunch of times. Ashworth kissed it, and he scored. Okay.
Yeah,
But he went at him pretty good.
he did.
Let's just. This is a hypothetical.
Okay,
So
all right.
so he did that.
Okay.
So then, like 2 possessions later, same thing happens.
Yep.
And he bangs his chest, and the next time he bangs twice, third time he bangs, Ashworth goes flying. Then you're probably going to get the call.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, gotcha.
Absolutely.
I agree with you. Agree with you 100%. Yeah, other than that, not really a whole lot controversy today.
No, not too much.
Which is good.
Not too much at all. Shane got in there. JT got a little right hand hook, which is nice to see. Yeah, a lot of run from the guys, which in the middle of the season right now is rare. So I think they're coming back probably feeling a little refreshed.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will
And now
have a
they
day
got like
off. They might have the mandatory, but I'm sure there'll be more guys in the gym tomorrow than they should.
Off. They'll probably take tomorrow to be their day off, and then they'll have Thursday, Friday, get ready for Seton Hall. So it'll be nice, a long Tuesday to Saturday versus a Wednesday to Saturday.
Right.
So nice break for them, and then they spin around. They'll be at home, and there won't be the game's not. I don't think till Wednesday. So they'll have another nice break.
Yep.
So hey, everything's coming up roses here for Creighton.
You knock on something, but yeah, pending that everything stays healthy and there's sickness going around. So
yeah. I'll try and stay away from the players for another day or two.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better, though. Feeling much better.
I hear it.
Turned the corner yesterday. So
I hear it.
Finally. But that is Unsung Hero and Worst Call of the Night. And now we're going to talk about another one of our fantastic sponsors, and that's Discount Window and Door of Omaha. They have a trusted reputation with years of experience and a solid reputation for excellence. They've earned the trust and loyalty of homeowners that separates them from other window companies in Omaha and the surrounding area. They have reliable service, quality products, unmatched professionalism from start to finish, and fantastic pricing. And they did windows at my house, and I want to tell you, the whole process was amazing from start to finish, from the consult to where we really picked out the windows, to when they came and did the measurements, they measured again, the installers came in, and it was so seamless. It was unbelievable. And even John over at Discount came by the next day to make sure everything was perfect, did a little touch-up work for me, and it was just, from start to finish, just a fantastic process. So your need of windows, you're going to be amazed at the prices they can offer you and the quality of product they can offer you. So check them out. That's Discount Window and Door of Omaha. Their phone number is 402-884-8989. That's 402-884-8989. All right. If you were with us last week, what game was that? Was it a UConn game? Yeah, it was a UConn game.
Yep.
Okay, so it was just on Saturday. So we talked about NIL. We got into the discussion about NIL and who had the most and who doesn't have the most in the Big East, and on and on and on and on and on. So I said I'd do some homework for Bluejay Banter from yesterday's show. We had an abbreviated show yesterday, but I didn't have all the facts yet, and I got all the facts just tonight, by the way. So first of all, we had mentioned during the show last week about Seton Hall and how I said I'd heard from a couple different people they were at the bottom of the league in the NIL. Well, it just so happened that Kadari Richmond, who played for Seton Hall last year, is now at St. John's.
Right.
And St. John's played Seton Hall at Seton Hall on Saturday night. And so Pitino in his postgame, it was brought up. And Pitino said, look, if they had any kind of NIL, he would be here at Seton Hall. But they don't. He goes, they probably the worst NIL in the league. And he goes, so I feel bad for the coaches here and the things they got going on, but that's just the fact of it. So that was Number 3, voice said Seton Hall. But I got a very rough ranking from someone, okay? So pretty close to what we talked about, all right? But we're going to run through them anyway. Number 1 is UConn. From the source I got it from, they said it's pretty much not even an argument.
Yeah,
okay, so I think they're a little bit ahead of everyone else. Number 2, and this is a school we talked about that they have money, is Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I wouldn't say a shock, but a little bit of a sleeper that they're that high. Okay?
That's fair.
Yep. Number 3, a school we talked about a lot, was Villanova. My source did give me a big asterisk on that one, though, and said, look, they have a nice pipeline of NIL. However, they're not all sure about Neptune as their coach.
That's fair.
So right now, the donors are a little bit tentative and holding back right now. So that could hurt them on this next cycle, maybe. Until they figure out if Neptune is the guy, if they're okay with him, if Villanova makes a late run here.
I think coaches are replaceable, though, at the end of the day. So a lot of these being private institutions, too, I still think this is, a shot in the dark on a lot of what we could actually uncover, right? But
this is a little different. This is a little different than coaches' contracts. This is NIL's a little bit different. There's people out there that should know this, whether they're private schools or not. But anyway, nonetheless. Why am I wrong on that?
Well, why are you wrong on that?
Yeah.
I mean, did you know when people were getting paid before NIL was a thing? No, right? So now it's legal, and there's a lot of different tenders out here. So yeah, I can't really, put a thumb on that one. But we're in the Big East, right? At the end of the day, so
I think where this comes from, though, just think of Creighton itself, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we have the Bird Club, right? I get that. There's other deals that go on and things that you don't know about. That doesn't go through the Bird Club. Okay?
Of course I don't.
So, the next thing you know, you're looking at the TV and there's Cog driving an Uber.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's other things going on.
Taxes are huge.
I'm just saying that's understandable. Like if you're not the top dog at Villanova, but these midline people are like, I'm not going to donate to that this year. I'm not going to donate to Bird Club this year because I don't like where we're going here. And if they keep Kyle another year, I think we'll have another bad year. And I don't want to pay for players that are going to turn around and leave right away.
Who's to say the head coach isn't smart enough to figure out that situation?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure he understands.
Anyway, we said St. John's. St. John's is 4th.
Yeah.
So they have the big investor, but I think what maybe they're not talking. It's like I don't want to speak out of turn because look, I don't follow Nebraska football, but Nebraska would be the same way. They probably don't have the huge donors that some of the other Big Ten schools do. Okay, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I know for a fact they have a lot of Jimmy and Joes out there donating 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, whatever.
They do have those big donors, though.
Club.
They do,
and I don't mean to say they don't. I'm just saying they have a lot of that mid money that comes in, where I don't think St. John's probably has as much of that.
I think everybody has it. It's just allocation.
So you think everybody has the same amount?
Around general, yes.
You really? You think DePaul is the same amount as we do?
Just due to conversations
you think
with
their fan base is as big as ours?
Head coaches in different conferences, where you got to think of even some mid-major guys getting 200 right at a time. So I would like to think that teams on the East Coast, being old school Big East too, and just alum, right, that the funds are there. It's a matter of the allocation. And it might, to your point, it might not be used this year, right?
No, I disagree with that. I just don't think there's some schools that don't get as much as other schools, and that's what this ranking is all about.
I mean, I guess. But
that's what this guy's saying.
I just don't think there's as large as a discrepancy as we're saying.
So, I don't know if this is a dollar difference between 4 and 5.
I think so.
Number 5 is Creighton. So all along I've said, hey, we're in the middle or upper half. And everybody said, no, we're not. I told you we are.
Yeah, we said that.
No, I know, but other people have said to me, they've said, no, we're not. We're way down at the bottom. And I go,
We
no,
believe that.
are not.
Yeah. Well, no, we're there. We're middle pack.
Georgetown, here's surprise. The surprise in this list is Georgetown 6.
Well, I guess we have them interchangeable. We had like Creighton and
well, we thought Georgetown would be the upper tier.
I think we had them around 4 or 5.
I'll say this. Potentially, Georgetown would be way up there. Potentially.
I just don't think we're going to actually be able to get roll dollar size.
No, I know.
So Georgetown could potentially be second.
The source said that. He goes, this is where I would have them. This isn't, me sitting here with a calculator figuring out every penny.
Just say Patrick Ewing doesn't have, a charity.
No, but
nobody knows about.
Dwayne Wade apparently has a lot of money and is giving to Marquette.
Well,
Although maybe the wife says, no, we're giving it to Nebraska. Maybe that's the way it goes.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I'm not in that
room. We kind of hit the bottom tier, though. We've kind of nailed that. Xavier, Providence, DePaul, Butler, Seton Hall. That's kind of how we have it. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. There's your answer on the NIL. So I think it was Brandon, sent that in last game. All right, now we got opponent preview. Seton Hall. We have talked about them. It seems like every postgame show.
They're just getting a lot of free pub.
What do I say, Austin? Every postgame show. They're the worst team in the league.
I hear you.
Although tonight, the way DePaul looked, you could have an argument there.
It's just, you never know what's going to come out to play every night.
I was kind of surprised because DePaul has played some pretty good basketball against some quality teams in the Big East so far.
Right. And I think they've been in quite a few.
Seton Hall's had a lot of games where they haven't been in the ballpark.
Understood. And they might come to Omaha and, that generally is the plan. Somebody comes in here that shouldn't, and they light the place up. So 17,000 on their feet. They got something to play for, I guess.
Let me ask you a question. When the best team, which would you say the last year Doug was here was the best team? It's a discussion I wanted to get in with you, by the way.
I don't know, because I felt like when we had Echenike, we were potentially better.
That was
that's a lot of people's debate.
At the Duke game?
To like my sophomore year.
Was that when you played Duke? I get the years mixed up.
Yes.
In Philadelphia?
I believe, yes.
Cincinnati, you played Cincinnati first game and then Duke the next game.
Absolutely, yep.
And Echenike ate up. Who is it? What's
who they have? Henson. They had one of the Plumleys.
Plumlee. That's what I'm thinking of. Remember, they were just like, and it shocked me too because Coach K had recruited Echenike out of high school and was heavily into the portal with him to come to Duke. So it kind of surprised me that he just thought Plumlee could just handle him one-on-one, or he thought Plumlee could handle Echenike. And man, did he get? Remember, he was going ballistic on the sideline because he thought Echenike was bodying him. Yeah, he was.
As most did. Yeah. I mean 6'8", he was undersized, but he held his own.
Oh, he was a big guy.
Yeah. We missed his presence.
So anyway, let's take that team. Whatever. Take that team.
Okay.
And DePaul came to town.
I know. I don't like these hypotheticals, though. That's like when,
You got to tell me. You knew, everybody on the team knew you were going to blow DePaul out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But that happened.
Saturday is the exact same game.
No, I understood. But those are the easy ones you can lose.
Yeah. I was going to say,
I think we went to Salukis one year.
I was going to remind you of the time Doug walked over to me in a tie. They were down 2 in overtime against Illinois State, and Doug walks up and she goes, "We ain't losing this game."
Yeah.
Just like, we're not losing this game,
no,
so don't worry about it.
But it's happened, though, even when we thought that. We went to, Southern Illinois.
Yeah, but you know what? I looked at Doug, and I believed him.
No.
And I'm sure you heard that in the huddle many times.
That
too,
helps.
Right?
No, that helps. That confidence helps.
And between him and Gibbs, I imagine there was a lot of that. Hey, don't worry about it. We got this.
Yeah, I'll give him the credit. I'll give him that credit.
All right. Big of you.
Yeah, I'll give him that one.
Big of you.
I'll give him that one.
Anyway, Seton Hall will be coming to town Saturday.
Yeah.
But
12:30.
as we all know, the game is much bigger than the basketball game. It's all about the fight against cancer. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, I think most people in Omaha who wanted to go have gone to this, but if you haven't, you need to go to the Pink Out game Saturday. It's
Great
just
event.
an amazing atmosphere.
Absolutely.
It is. Look, I'm at a basketball game. I'm not really emotional. All right. Yeah, it's pretty tough not to get emotional during parts of that game.
Yeah, it's a big time event.
What if you don't know? What happens is, I believe the auction for the jerseys is already over. But what they do is auction off the shooting jerseys they have, and then the winners get to put whatever they want on the back of them. So, for instance, Golf Banner will be wearing something that may say, Susan Johnson or whoever. And at the end, those families come down, meet the player.
Yep.
They sign a bunch of stuff for
It's
him.
a great time.
Yeah. It's an amazing, amazing atmosphere.
It means a lot for the families too. So it's really a huge game and just one of the biggest things that Mac's done here. But it means a lot to him as well and the family.
Mac and Teresa have just pushed this whole thing to now. It goes all over. Like Cooley's taking it wherever he's gone.
She's got a little story behind that too.
Yes, absolutely.
And so it affects families in some rough ways sometimes, but to be able to build a cause around it is huge.
It's sad in a way, but it's amazing that they give out the cards and everybody in that crowd knows somebody that they're thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, 12:30 start on Big Fox. We've talked about this Pink Out game. It should be a raucous atmosphere after what we've done here on the road the last couple games.
Yep.
And then after the game, you're going to come down here to the Lead Fly Sports Bar. You're going to order some drinks. You're going to have some food. You're going to listen to Austin and I on the big screen talking about how the second team came off and Fedor scored 22 points, had 8 rebounds. No? Bad prediction? That's probably a little crazy of me there. But,
I like to forecast a little bit, but I won't say 22 points. But I will say 12 plus, I guess, from Fedor.
Right,
and just
that's a good call. There you go. Under over. Here you heard it right here. Austin's got 12 on Fedor. Under over.
Yep. So
anyway, we'll talk. We'll break down the game and look ahead to 2 games in a row. We just have not. It's amazing. We've played like one home game this entire month.
Right.
We played one, right?
Yeah, it's been
Providence was the only home game.
It's been quite a stretch.
This is unbelievable. I don't remember a schedule like this.
When was Nova?
Nova was in December.
Yeah,
we had Nova and St. John's back to back.
You're right. Yeah, holidays kind of picked up, and then you're right.
An incredible schedule. I've never seen this before. So we've got tons of home games coming up. Wow, which
by
is
design,
awesome.
man. I kind of explained to you. It was a little by design. And
Mac doesn't get to design this schedule.
I don't know.
He gets to put in recommendations.
Yeah, recommendations.
Like maybe next year you'll go, can we not go to Butler at 11 a.m. start? We go
That's
there every
a tough
year,
one. Is it right?
But at any rate, it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great day, and I'm so excited for it. It's going to be awesome. So thanks for listening. By the way, if you're on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like button. It helps us out a ton. Excuse me. Still trying to get over this cold. I'm close, though. Really close. But we'll be right with you after the game, and we'll also kind of preview the UConn women's game with UConn and Creighton at CHI, and that game's at 4:30. And just to mention, I know some people don't know this, but you have to have a separate ticket to go into the women's game. They're looking to have the largest crowd ever
Rightly deserved.
For a Creighton women's game, and it is rightly deserved because the Jays are undefeated in conference. He's got a very veteran team, and this is a great shot for the Jays to knock off the big team in the league, and that's UConn. So, great win tonight by the Jays, 73-49. We'll see you down here before the game at Let It Fly. Check out all the great things they have. Have a Let It Fly beer. Get some of those nachos in a can. They're terrific.
Yep.
And then go to the game, come back here, have something to eat and drink, and you can listen to Austin and I break down the games right here on Saturday. So we'll see you then, folks. Thanks so much.